I sold everything, left the city, and moved to the north. My plan is to build a big-ass log home all by myself. And the kicker is, I have no experience whatsoever. This will be exciting. Huah! The summer is here, and I lived in the north for 2 years now. I have decided to build a log home all by myself, even though I haven't built anything in my whole life. I got the idea from a website, and in their way I can build without any training or experience. I have bought 300 logs, and it took me almost a year to debark them. The foundation and the subfloor is done, and we have started with the walls. And here we have the beast, an old shabby forest machine with a crane. My tractor didn't reach the top logs, so we borrowed this machine from Anderson.
Som ni ser så leker vi med vår nya maskin som vi fick igår. Och den når ju över hela bygget. Så vi håller på att lära oss hur...
And now we were doing the first window opening, and it was important to saw as straight as possible. We put up planks as guidelines, and then we used the saw jig to cut in a 90-degree angle. Because to saw freehand with a chainsaw is almost impossible to get a straight cut.
Oh! Jesus!
And then we cut a 45-degree angle to get a smoother transition to the window. This cut is called butterfly, and for last we used a grinder with sandpaper to get an even surface. The best place to build a house is on a hilltop, because then the rain and water will not drench your property. My ground is sloping and all the water passes through, and then it's important to have a good drainage. When we did my foundation, we laid down drainage pipes around the house, but unfortunately the water stayed and the ground got swampy. So I had to call the digger guy to extend the drainage 30 to 40 meters away from the house. And after the drainage, we flattened the ground beside the house. Here I plan to have a garage in the future. And here's a smart tip for you. When cutting the logs, you will never get a 100% straight cut. The trick is to push the logs together and then do an extra cut between them. After 1 or 2 times, they will fit perfectly. Yeah, my oldest dog, Samantha, had an accident and ripped out her claw. We had to go to the vet and take care of it. Now she jumps on 3 legs, but it will heal and she will be okay in a week or 2.
Som ni ser, jag har fått upp en dörr. Den här dörren, den kommer gå ut mot garaget. Det här blev skitbra alltså. Det är så jävla maffigt alltså. Så vad man kan säga är faktiskt att den här sektionen är klar. Planen är ju att vi har kontor, bla 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 bla. Fönster jag kan titta ut om någon jävel kommer. Och här ska jag ha tv-hörna. Tv-väggen, hörna, sitta och se på tv. Så det går fan framåt alltså.
It's been a month since we started with the first wall, and now we were doing the last corner. We started to get some routine on all the work moments, and it went smoother for each day. But sometimes you forget that you work with really heavy logs.
Det går okej. Det är inga tår emellan. Fy fan. Gäller att vara så jävla försiktig alltså. Såna här olyckor, det bara händer va. Uff.
Here we go again, juggling with a 500 kilo log. Jesus. Think if the dogs had been there, or if I got my leg crushed. Not good at all. But this time I learned the lesson, and from now on I promised myself to be extra careful. Up here in the north, there's 2 things that dominates everything: hunting and fishing. Almost everyone in the village has a rifle, and before the hunting season starts, they do some tests at the shooting range. And the other thing is fishing. Salmon and trout seems to be the favorite, but in our lake we only have bass and pike. But that's okay by me. There's nothing so relaxing than just sitting on the jetty and fish.
Sådär ja. Då är fan med gavlarna uppe. Allting klart där. Allting klart där. Det var ju hörnen som är jobbigast va. Att få dem passa rätt där. Alltså det var ju... här ska det ju vara en veranda sen. Som är här uppe någonstans. Hela vägen. Det ser så jävla bra ut. Jag är lite sådär... Fuck. Man börjar se liksom... konturer. Man börjar fatta tjockleken på stocken. Och man börjar liksom... Aj, sanslöst.
The autumn was here and that means a lot of rain. I wanted to protect my logs from the elements and I thought to use a tarp as cover. But that idea was not too bright. After a month or two I discovered that mold started to grow under the tarp. You need to have a distance between the covers so air can flow freely. Yeah, it would be better if I used a tin roof or something, but hey, live and learn. I had thought a lot about the design of the kitchen. There was a lot to think about where all the stuff would be. But right now I was doing the kitchen wall and I had to decide if I wanted a window or not. The good thing with a whole wall is that you have a lot of space for appliances and stuff. But then again, you miss a great view of the lake.
Som ni ser så har jag bestämt mig för fönster i köket. Jag satt och funderade i morse vad som var lämpligast. Och så är jag lite allergisk mot standardkök. Jag tycker det är lite sådär massa hyllor och skit. Och, alltså, jag har ju bara 5 tallrikar och 5 glas och 5 kaffekoppar. Jag har liksom inte finservisen och sånt skit. Så jag tänker lite grann är att kanske eventuellt ha öppna hyllor där uppe vid fönstret som bara sticker ut. Jag tyckte det var roligare att ha ett fönster mot sjön eller bara smäcka upp en hel vägg så att...
It was now in the end of September and we got the reminder that the winter was knocking on our door. The logs was covered with frost and I felt a bit stressed to get shit done before the snow arrived. It was time to put into high gear.
Jag har fått en entrédörr och jag har fått ett fönster. Det blev skitbra. Jag är så nöjd. Det är så jävla snyggt. Så jävla häftigt. I love you.
The last wall to do now was the window section facing the lake. This part will only have standing logs and with a glass door and 2 big windows on each side. Now and then we have a friendly competition with our neighbor village. We gather on a field and compete in classic games such as hammer and nail, walk the plank and tug of war. And nobody takes it too seriously. It's just a way to hang out and get some laughs. And I like this a lot. When you live in a small village, we do a lot of things together. It can be at hunting season, fishing contest, or snowmobile safaris. Young or old, it doesn't matter. We have the village together, and you always stand up for your neighbor. Comparing to the city life where you don't even notice who lives next door. But out here, you take the time to meet and just talk weather. It's a nice feeling. I had saved my biggest logs to be in the center of the house. These logs was over 50 centimeters in diameter, and I thought they would be grand standing in the living room. The problem with round logs is to make a straight cut. The top side is smaller than the bottom, and you have nothing to measure with as you have with block timber. I had a plank as a guideline, but if you only cut 1 or 2 degrees wrong, then the log would lean at that direction. And unfortunately, the cut wasn't 90 degrees straight, and the log was leaning. Our heads were spinning on what to do, and the only trick we could think of was to put in a few coins under the log to get it straight and balanced.
Då har vi fått upp alla 3 mittenstockar. Den här är ju fetast och står mitt i huset. Och här är meningen då att vi ska ha en spiraltrappa som kommer gå upp till andra våningen runt den här. Börja där, sluta där. Och här är det ju då vardagsrum. Så att det blir ju dansa runt hallen när det är jul. Ju bigger that's better.
And then we did a butterfly cut and smoothed it out with a grinder. So now the first floor was almost finished and it was time to put up the 10th and final row.
Okej, då har vi fått upp allting. Och vi har fått upp vår 10:e stock som ligger över alltihopa. Och det vi ska göra nu, det är att vi ska börja regla här uppe. Så vi ska sätta upp såna här stående bjälkar. Och ovanpå dem så ska det ligga en 4 meters stock där uppe. Och då blir det ju att vi lägger på en sån här rackare igen.
The first floor was now done, and it took us nearly a month to do all the walls. I was a bit surprised that it went so fast, but since the log was ready and done, it was like building with big Lego pieces. Measure the log, cut it, on with insulation, place the log, screw it down, and so forth. And now it was time to do the porches, and we needed some more stones.
My Lord, take this slow. Lay me at the bottom of the river. The devil has come to carry me home. Lay me at the bottom of the river. Oh, my Lord, take this soul. Lay me at the bottom of the river. The devil has come to carry me home. Lay me at the bottom of the river.
I had planned that half of the house would have a second floor, and we needed to put in joist hangers. The problem was that my log was round and I hadn't thought of using block timber. So now I had to carve and plan out for all the joist hangers.
Ja, då lägger vi takreglar, golvreglar i taket. Det blir ju andra våning här. Det funkar väl bra, de här är ju fyrkantiga så det var lätt att sätta på de här balkfötterna. Det var ju värre där inne. Var ju tvungen att svarva eftersom att den var rundstock där så det var struligt men det löste sig. Och det går framåt, det är kallt idag. Det är fan 5 minus, det är mitten på oktober.
I will have 2 big porches on the roof, facing south and north. To hold the roof we needed 5 posts at the end of the porch and 4 logs on the top to hold everything in place.
Så där ja. har fått upp mina 5 pelare. Och det tog en dag att sätta upp dem. För nu ska vi ju slänga upp överbalkar här och så gå hela vägen. Så att då blir det stadigt.
It was in the middle of October and the first snow had arrived. It was way too early. I wasn't prepared for this. We had so much to do before we could get the roof on, and I didn't know if we should close down for the winter or not. And working with timber and wood when it's cold and wet is not a good thing. Everything is slippery and one wrong move can be lethal. Standing on sliding ladders and soaked equipment, so you need to be extra careful. And to fit and attach the cross log, I did a V-cut on both logs and then screwed it tight with my timber screws. Later, the roof joist will rest and secure this post structure.
Verandan är uppe och klar. Alla stockar på plats. Då är det bara att fortsätta på ovansidan där. Det går framåt. Och verandan tycker jag är alltså den coolaste på hela kåken. Alltså. Jag tycker det är iskallt. Alltså.